Cute boy. Welcome back to my channel. So glad that you guys decided to watch another week of Happy and I writing. This week we're going to focus on canter collection, and I'm going to be working on my transitions on the flat, trying to get those to be more smooth and fluid without head tossing and all of the normal usual suspects when we do our canter transitions. And then for jumping, I'm going to work more on seeing distances and helping Happy to a better distance, since he likes to launch like himself from Mars to get over fences. So we've been working on collecting the canter and then asking him to give us a better, like shorter, more correct distance to fences. So that's kind of what we'll work on today. So I hope you guys enjoy watching, and thank you so much for tuning in. So starting into this ride, I started kind of some of my old habits with the rein. I started more hanging on him than actually giving him some guidance on what I wanted to do. So what I really need to be asking him is to move into my outside rein and only use the inside for asking for a bend. But what I started doing was kind of jerking the inside rein and then holding the outside rein, and it kind of confused him, threw him off balance. I think it frustrated him. So Stephanie kind of told me before this next clip that I should probably start asking for a bigger bend and bigger release on the inside rein and get a more consistent feel on the outside. And you can see here the difference it made in his trot when I started doing that. He just looks so much more fluid and happy and not like, oh, are you pulling on my face? So that's just something that I have to keep in mind riding, because I will always fall back into that jerking the inside rein habit, because that's just where I am right now with that. I still watch this back and cannot figure out what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm tensing with my legs, I'm completely throwing him off balance, I'm not really sure. But I need to work on, I feel like, being straighter and pushing him into that outside rein when I ask for the canter transition. And then I also need to start insisting. So in this ride, I did start insisting, like, if you know I'm gonna ask for a canter and we're going into it and I literally don't feel anything wrong with my ask, then just go. So that's kind of where we ended up. Like, I think I got to this point and I was like, oh wait, no. Okay, sorry. I definitely stopped here because I was like, we're not running into the canter. I tried to get him as collected as I could so we'd only have like one step of that, like, I'm gonna throw my head business that he does. But I definitely started to insist that no, we're cantering. And the transition got better throughout the ride because I think he started to trust, okay, she's not gonna like do whatever it is that I do that I don't know what it is. I need to ask Stephanie. That seems to upset him so much. Okay, for this one, I do see an issue. My reins are too long. I should have either shortened them or really pushed him into those reins. And I feel like I am tensing through my body for this transition. But it wasn't terrible. I've had a lot worse. So we were really working on getting him into the outside rein and him stretching through the canter, and it's been working pretty well. But yeah, I think that transition definitely was me tensing, and I need to start learning to follow him. I follow his energy really well at the trot now, and I just don't think I always follow him into the canter and actually through the canter. So that's something that we're going to be continuing to work on through the next several weeks and seeing if I can get that better with myself. Okay, so that's the end of my flat work for this ride. The Pivo did not record me jumping on this particular ride, which is okay because I really only did maybe like 2 to 3 lines with him because he was pretty tired from our lesson. But I have a bunch of video from our lesson on Saturday, so I'm going to put that in now at the end of this so that you guys can see that, and I'll walk you through what was going on and some of the good parts and the bad parts. Okay, this lesson, it was super windy, so I barely heard anything that Stephanie told me. But the main focus on this ride was to look for my distances and ask for him to wait for the distances. He and I both have gotten to a point where like he will just take the long spot and I just kind of go with him, and he needs to start learning to wait and sit back. So I saw that spot, I asked him to wait for it. I'm asking him to wait here, and he did pretty well, but I don't think he particularly was thinking that he was going to take that spot. So because of that, he was a little bit awkward going over it. This canter is just getting better and better every time I ride it, though. I'm just so thrilled with it. Okay, so here I'm trying to keep my outside rein. Not a bad spot to the first one. And then part of me feels like that bell boot falling off really threw him off, so we always get a really nice spot to the first jump, but then he gets really strung out like a little string bean through the fence, like to the line. So that always gives us issues. And then the extra element to this was to go around the green and to go over this holographic. And here Stephanie says make a circle. I do not hear her because the wind is so crazy and I could have used a circle there. But we made it over and we continued to the next part of this course. Again, I'm pretty sure this was a really nice spot. Yep. This may not have been a nice spot, though. Yeah, it wasn't a good spot. I don't think I told him anything there, and he was like, hello, anybody up there? Yep, it's kind of same there. I wasn't really very decisive. That one, I was more decisive. I pushed for that long and lost my stirrup. Here, I was like, let's just cut in, which was a choice. Poor Mariana was having an issue figuring out where she needed to be. Yep, I should have really held for that. And there too. Okay, so now we're gonna go the opposite way. Not a bad one, a little bit long in my opinion. That was really nice. This is gonna be another situation where my poor lesson mate is not really sure where I'm going, so call the outside, Stephanie runs out of the way, and somehow we made it over this. Don't know why I kicked him so much there. That's something I need to work on. And I'm pretty sure this is the line that Stephanie was screaming at me to half halt, so I was trying to half halt him. Wasn't too bad. It was a better spot than I thought we were going to get. Let me try it again. That was much nicer. That was nice. And here I'm trying to push him into my outside rein and not use too much of my inside rein so that I can balance his hind. And yeah, I mean, this was the rest of our lesson. He just was a great boy for it, and we worked really hard. That spot was a standard bred spot, if I say so myself. But we came back around and finished it up, and he was just really good. Look at this freaking canter. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm hoping next week I'll get a little bit more cohesive footage, but I still think this was a fun little video.